Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Career Tuner. So now we are going to discuss on the polyset chemistry. So here is the first question. So potassium and calcium belongs to potassium. So the atomic number is 19. In calcium the atomic number is 20. So 19 in the sense we can write it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. So hereby 18 is completed and next is 4s1. So this is 4s1 and here it will be like 4s2. So these two are s block elements. Next, in electrolytic refining of metals, the pure metal is taken as. See, electrolytic refining is nothing but extraction and purification of metals from the impure ones. Okay, here the pure metals are always taken as cathode and the impure metals are taken as anode. Okay, the impurities present in the ore is called Gangue. Next, the reaction that takes place in thermite process. In thermite process, the reaction which takes place is nothing but redox reactions, reduction and oxidization. But here the options are not there, so the option is none of the above. So which of the following is an ore of iron? We know bauxite is an ore of aluminium. Next, hematite Fe2O3, it is an ore of iron. So second one is our answer. So carnallite, you may see it is an ore of potassium and magnesium, and pyrrolite is nothing but MnO2 ore, that is nothing but manganese ore. Okay, next, which of the following is used as a flux in the smelting of hematite? So calcium carbonate will be used as a flux in the smelting of hematite. Next, the correct set of 4 quantum numbers for the valence shell electron of sodium. In sodium atom, sodium atomic number is 11. So the valence shell will have 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. So this is the valence shell electron. So therefore n value is nothing but 3. So L value becomes 0. So M value becomes 0 and it is plus half. So second one will be our option. Our next question. When n is equal to 4, the total number of subshells of an orbital. Now you see, when n is equal to 4, we have 4s, 4p, 4d and 4f in the modular diagram. So therefore, so how many subshells it has? S, p, d, f. So 4 subshells. Next, in an atom, when electron jumps from ground state to excited state, whenever it is moving from the ground to excited, then what happens? Energy will be absorbed. Whenever it jumps from excited to ground state, then energy will be emitted. Okay, next, the quantum number which explains about the spatial orientation of orbitals, it is nothing but azimuthal quantum number. Okay, next question, which of the following has larger wavelength in electromagnetic spectrum? Among the electromagnetic spectrum, gamma waves have the shortest wavelength and radio waves has the larger wavelength. Okay, next, the orbital which is filled with electrons immediately after 3p. After 3p, 3d will not come, we will enter into 4s. Why? Because of n plus L value of 4s is less when compared to 3d. So that's why the electron enters into 4s. Next, which of the following is not an inert gas element? See, helium, neon, argon, or krypton, all these are nothing but inert gases. Which is nothing but sodium. What is this? Alkali metals. Next, which of the following atomic number of elements have similar properties? Now you see, this is 789. 789 is nothing but what? Nitrogen, oxygen and fluorine. These both doesn't have any same chemical properties. Which will have same chemical properties which are under the same group. Now you see, in the second case we have fluorine, chlorine, bromine. So all these are nothing but halogens. So do we have same properties. So second one is the answer. The atomic number of an element is 17, then the period to which it belongs to. So atomic number 17 belongs to third period. Okay, next, how many s block and p block elements are there in the second period? In the second period, it starts with lithium and ends with neon. So totally we have 2 s block and 6 p block elements. So 2, 6. Okay, in the modern periodic table, group 2 elements are known as alkaline earth metals. Next, the valency of calcium. What is the valency of calcium? Nothing but 2. Okay, so which one of the following is a product in the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl? So in the aqueous NaCl, we will find NaOH, we will find Cl2, we will find H2, but only oxygen is not there. So this is not a product. Next, the chemical reaction in which heat is observed. When heat is observed, we will call it as endothermic. When heat comes out, we will call it as exothermic. Okay, which of the following has highest mass? Highest mass is nothing but with 1 mole H2O. 22nd question. When the equation sodium reacts with water give rise to sodium hydroxide plus H2 is balanced, then what is the coefficient for sodium? Now let us balance this. For balance, now you see sodium element is okay, but hydrogen we have 2 here, hydrogen it will be becoming 3 here. So first of all let us balance hydrogen. So in order to balance hydrogen, here we have the coefficient of sodium even. So what I am going to do, I am going to balance this as 2 sodium give rise to 2 NaOH. So that here so hydrogen became 2 plus 2 nothing but 4. So I am writing here as 2. Then what happens, here it became 4 and 2 oxygens and 2 oxygens got balanced. Now you see what is the coefficient of sodium here, 2. So first one will be your answer. The product formed when quicklime. What is quicklime? Quicklime is nothing but CaO. CaO is nothing but calcium oxide, reacts with water. So what is the element form? CaOH taken size, that is nothing but calcium hydroxide. What does the symbol delta represents in the chemical equation? This symbol represents what? Heating. So which option? Third option. Next, the chemical formula of blue colored copper sulfate. Copper sulfate you all might be knowing. Okay, copper sulfate crystals they are asking. Copper sulfate crystals is formed by CuSO4 5H2O, 5 water molecules. The pH value of aqueous Na solution is, aqueous sodium chloride solution has a pH of 7. So 27. Which of the following is an acidic oxide? Acidic oxide is generally formed due to what? Non-metal oxides. So fourth one, carbon dioxide is the answer. Next, metal oxides are generally basic in nature. All the non-metals will be acidic in nature. So coming to our next question, the nature of chemical used in antacid. Generally when we will use antacid, whenever there is lot of acidity in our body. Okay, whenever acidity happens, in order to decrease the acidity, then we are going to use antacids. So which will neutralize acidness? Basic. So as antacids are basic in nature. So which of the following is a strong acid? So this is acetic acid, hydrochloric acid, this is water, and NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide. This is nothing but base. This is neutral. So when it's strong acid, so only these two are acids. What is this? Acetic acid, and this is hydrochloric acid. So hydrochloric acid will be the strongest, and the weakest acid is nothing but acetic acid. Okay, so this is the strongest, so HCl will be our answer. With this we have completed all the solutions of chemistry. If you like this video, do like, share and subscribe to my channel Career Tuner. Thank you.